What is up, everybody? Welcome back to TeeDogCustoms to another video. I know this is getting old, but in preparation for Jeep Jam, I wanted to get an intercooler on here. In the last video, we installed this hood vent. Go check it out if you're interested. All right, so what we're gonna be doing today is putting a intercooler in here. So I'm gonna cram it up front here. So what I think we're gonna have to do is cut these out to where there's just a little thin piece connecting these, because we've got some room to move this back. So we're gonna move this whole radiator back probably half an inch or so, maybe even an inch. Looks like we have some room. And then that will leave room, once I cut these inserts out, that will leave room for the intercooler I have. Now, then will be the real easy part, really, is we'll rotate this compressor housing around to face this way. We've already got this 90 with this V-band here, so we'll rotate it, and then we'll have the intercooler piping run. We'll probably have to cut out right here, cut out for the piping, but it should work out pretty good. And we'll do the same thing over here, and we'll run the intake probably like down here, curve it around, and go through there. So but we're not going to be doing that in this video because we're headed to my cousin's in Panama City, and I'm going to install the intercooler and have like the boots ready, and then when we get to Florida, we'll have him TIG weld up the intake piping. So that should be very easy, straightforward. This was a very affordable intercooler. I want to say we got some brackets. It was $100 for this. So it's not like it broke the bank. Got bolts for that. Okay. Ooh, nice. Nice. For $100, I feel like that's pretty reasonable. Everything looks good. Yep, should make some boost. Make sure I got the right size piping. Look at that, boys. Perfect. All right, so this is a 3-inch outlet. So yeah, we're doing 3-inch piping. So this is for 3-inch. I'm gonna run these 45s on here like this. This should just be perfect the more I'm looking at it. So if I run with the intercooler piping up at the top, and I have it, you know, somewhere around here, maybe down a little bit, it should be literally perfect. Or I could flip it like this and have it up higher, or the piping down lower. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what makes better sense. But as far as like the intercooler goes, I think we'll have plenty of room to do this and make it look as good as we can. I may end up rewrapping the grill. I don't know yet, but we got to figure this out soon, because You know, we're headed to Florida on the 11th. Let me check this. Oof. Little hot. Pop this down a little bit. We're smoking some ribs, as you saw in the last video, which was also videoed today. We're working on some ribs here, but okay. So yeah, this should be pretty good. So the game plan here is I've taped off the edges just to try to keep things clean, a little cleaner. I'm gonna take my angle grinder and just make a line here with marker, and then just follow that line and cut as much of this out as I can. And then once I go along all the edges, I should have a nice, you know, plenty of room to you know, pop this thing in and see how it fits. But that's the plan right now. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these out a little bit. Also, don't hate on me too much. I ran out of my mechanics gloves, so I had these junky things, but yeah, should be able to do it. Let's see what happens. We pull these out. I have gotten all the sides of these grinded out, so I may end up taking this whole front grille out to kind of clean up the back side of these edges here before, you know, final fitment and all that, just so we don't have any harsh edges that'll dig into the intercooler if something goes wrong, you know, something like that. But I think at this point what we can do is we can pull the tape off, and that'll kind of let us see what we have now and how it looks. Okay. For me to have any chance of making this work, I had to take the grill out, and I am going to have to grind this to where it's just the thinnest little sliver. So I've got to grind not so much the middle because this is curved, but the ends and definitely up top here needs to be ground all the way down. But I'll probably do the whole bit, and yeah, so that's, I think if I do that, it'll be able to fit in there, but it's going to be tight. And since I'm doing this, I decided, hey, I'll rewrap this whole front section. So I have plenty of leftover wrap, and we'll rewrap this grill here once I'm done and get it looking all nice and good. But yeah, that's kind of the plan, because it's going to be so tight. Here is the progress we've made. I've trimmed these, cut this out right here. You can see it went all the way up straight. Those had to come out, so I trimmed that, trimmed a little more in through all here, and roughly made these brackets here. So they're not finished, they'll need a little bit of adjustment. So right now what's happening is we're being limited by this as how far back we can push it. So what I'm going to try to do is take this off. So from the front here, hopefully you guys can see this, but from the front, this is kind of the view you'll see. This right here, the radiator will be behind it. Just as far as spacing goes, that is the only way I can make this work. If I put this down low, there's just not enough space. So I think that will work. Now, something I may have to do as well, possibly, is drill out these holes a little more so I can cheat the grill forward just a little bit. So I'm going to try not to do that, but if we have to do it, it's not the end of the world. I don't think you'll notice it if it's up a ½ an inch or so, but it's going to be very, very tight. There's no doubt about it. But let me go ahead and kind of get this top radiator unhooked and see about you know, cutting a little bit off of that and maybe pushing it, figuring something out, but gonna lose a little fluid. This is exactly why I have taken so long to do the intercooler. It is just not fun, but I think I finally got a placement that I dropped the radiator down a little farther, and it looks like everything will clear. So what will not work though, these 45s that I had ordered will not work, but they will work in a different location. So I Amazon primed some 90s, shall be here tomorrow, which is Sunday, which I'm still not used to Amazon Prime. It's pretty quick shipping on some stuff. So anyways, that will be here tomorrow, and then I can possibly put those on, but I may wait because I have these covers on here. I might wait to put those on, you know, that way till we do the actual swap, if that makes sense. So now it's just pretty much mounting the radiator where I want it, and then going from there. So super excited to get that part done. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm filming now on my phone because the GoPro died, but the battery just died. So what we can get from this though is we have the intercooler mounted. You can see it right there. I really like the placement of it, the fitment. It will be fine. And if we look down here, we can see our clearances, clearance everything perfectly. So that was the big issue. Something that I still want to work on, I need to get a new pipe, one that kind of curves down. With how low I dropped the radiator, I was concerned about the flow. Typically your radiator is, your fill neck is supposed to be the highest point in your engine. Well, this is very, very close. So anyways, I think we're all golden. I ran it through its like heat cycle, took it for a spin, let it get up. Everything's working fine. Thermostat's opening great. It's staying cool. So I'm really happy about that. It just turned out amazing. I've made these bracket points, one right here, going to right there. So that is very solid. It's kind of pulling the radiator Then we've got the same thing right here going right to here. And then on the bottom, we've got these tabs I made going to the frame supporting that. So the radiator is sturdy. It's hot right now, so I don't want to try jiggling it. But then we've got the intercooler, which is snug as a bug in a rug. Made these mounting points here. Probably clean this up. I just didn't have time. But yeah, super excited. Tomorrow on Amazon Prime, I ordered the 90-degree angle boots. So I'll have that ready for when I go to Florida. That way my cousin and I can literally flip this around, make piping straight to the 90, and literally do the same thing right here. Weld a intake coming either coming down here or up here, but probably down right here and then straight in. Super duper. Yeah, so I'm very excited. It looks cool. And man, just this Jeep has come so far in such a short amount of time. I'm just trying to cram everything in before Jeep Jam, and with other responsibilities that I have, it's been tough. And shout out to my wife. She's amazing for taking my shenanigans out here late nights and even during the day sometimes. So love you, babe. Anyways, super excited. Don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And we're gonna have some Jeep Jam footage coming shortly, later in May. So anyways, keep grinding. Peace.